Again, my name's Gabe Zollner. I was sitting here wondering, and we all deal with certain levels of stress in our lives, whether it's to deal with, marriage situations or money situations or children's situations or family situations. There's always something that most of us have to sort of deal with, and most of us do deal with it pretty effectively. But could you imagine if you had to deal with the nightmare of events that people like Hillary Rodham Clinton have to deal with? Could you imagine what it would be like if you had to deal with some of the insane things that Obama gets involved with and has to deal with? No normal person could deal with any of those and sleep at night, you know what I mean? Unless they were heavily medicated. Yeah, think about it. Think about all of the insanity that we see them deeply involved in. It's got to be mind-blowing. Sure, he's got a lot of people that offload a lot of whatever he's involved with, but the bottom line is the bottom line, and it's got to have an effect. Now, the reality is, it would have an effect if he or they were normal. But they can't be. I wish some mental health experts would sort of pipe in with some of their comments. Just think of all the nightmarish things that Obama has to deal with. He knows that by giving weapons to the insurgents, he's arming America's enemies. He knows that. He also knows that by arming those insurgents, they're killing Coptic Christians. How many people can you have on your conscience that you've been instrumental in removing from the face of this planet? I don't know. It takes a unique kind of individual, one that can't be all there mentally. We know with Adolf Hitler, towards the end, he was all whacked out on all kinds of different drugs. I don't know. You think maybe that's what's keeping Obama on an even keel? When he lights up a doobie or smokes some crack? We know that he liked doing that. And we know how addictive crack is. I wonder if the secret agents, they sort of know what's going on and they can't talk about it. It's got to have an effect on them as well. This corrupt administration has to be removed. It's like a cancer, and it keeps growing and growing, and it's metastasizing throughout all elements of our government. I don't see how it can ever be cured, it's just everywhere. And as far as I'm concerned, Congress is to blame, because Congress allowed it to metastasize. They could have cut it out a long time ago, but they never did. And you know who has to have the biggest weight on her shoulders? Pelosi, because she's the one that helped create this monster. And I guess he feels that he owes her, which is why he wants to reinstall her as the speaker. Well, I think it's pretty insane. It's insane how the American people allow this insanity to continue. It's insane how our congressional representatives don't do anything to stop it. That's what's really insane. Who I feel sorry for? My children, my grandchildren, and your children and your grandchildren. They're not going to have the kind of life that we had. They're not going to enjoy the pleasures that we enjoyed. They're not going to have the freedom that we enjoyed. If this madman's allowed to continue, their lives will be miserable. That's if they have any life left at all. What do you think? I told you what I think.